Yo, how are you all doing? Happy Friday. Today's Friday. It's crazy. I think it's been a hot minute since we hung out. I can't remember. Yeah, so be sure to subscribe if you want any more content like this. We're going to dive into some pretty sweet stuff today. I'm excited to share, and let's dive in. First, I got pinged on the X here from the Bingus man. And I can't like show the whole thread, but this is the top part of the thread where a new utility was shared, and it's a browser extension which blocks ClickFix attacks. Real-time, clipboard, privacy first, and actively developed. Click here, ship the feedback, and thank you to all. Well, thank you for publishing a really cool extension, because I think there was another one. I think it was called Stop Fix, and that one was not on the Chrome store. So yeah, let's check it out. This is BinHex.Ninja extension. Takes you to this cool little page. Talks a little bit about what it's going to do, what ClickFix attacks are. This is what it will look like. Yeah, this is obviously what a ClickFix looks like. And then as you scroll down, I think he has an example. Yeah, right here. Here's the example. This is what it would look like when you pop on a site that's malicious and whatnot. So it's kind of cool. Demo videos, things like that. So kind of what I wanted to show was, first thing I thought was, because of what we have in ClickGrab as far as our extractors go, I was curious what was in this project. So I pulled it down. We're gonna rip that. Oh, don't mind that. We're gonna look at the data inside the BinHex extension and whatnot too. So with that, let's go to the analyzer. I found a couple new reports in ClickGrab. So if you go to the ClickGrab repo or the GitHub IO site, you'll see a bunch of new reports. The most recent report had this site, which is the Shopify C-Patch site. And as you can see, it's pretty obvious what it is. And so embedded in the JS is a malicious PowerShell script. Pretty common stuff. The cool thing that I will call out in here is when you go to the PowerShell commands, and I think it's this one. The newer-ish thing that I saw was that it's using a .wav file as it writes. So I thought that was cool. And yeah, I think that's what it does. But anyway, .wav, so a little new, a little different, kind of cool. And so with that, let's take this. So I went and I installed the BinHex extension, which if you have not done yet, please be the second, third, fourth, and 10th user of this extension. I guess I'm the first. So I installed it, and you can see it's cross-platform. It works pretty well. There's a lot of cool like graphics. Well, there's like 4. Yeah, so I'll have to give it a review. I guess I have to log in to do a review, but I'll have to do a review. And so I took this, and I'm in Chrome. I just downloaded it, installed it, and I'll click this, and bam, it instantly pops up when you go to these malicious sites. So the first question that I had, again, was, how is it analyzing it? And so from looking at the code in the back end of the extension itself, it does do real-time analysis of the page. And it also does real-time on the DOM, the shadow DOM. It looks for a bunch of things, iframes, all that kind of stuff. I have notes on the side too. Hidden inputs, text areas, script tags, and different attributes and whatnot. So there's a lot of pieces it looks for, just like ClickGrab, which is very powerful. But this time it's in an extension. This is something you can deploy or recommend to people because it's really easy. I do not know why that keeps popping up, but that's why it's a demo box. So you can choose what you want to do. Close, trust URL, things like that. I'll click close, see what happens. I haven't done this yet. Okay, cool. It just went away. The other one that I saw, we go to the IO page here, wrong window. Let's go here, paste. I'm gonna go to the latest reports. October 24th. Wow. Oh, look at that. It just popped up on our site here. So I got to trust our domain. Interesting. Cool. There we go. So it works, obviously. So it's obviously very well scanning the pages more in real time. And that's most likely because we have the raw URL down in here somewhere. And it probably triggered on that. Anyway, let's pick a new one. I saw one in here that looked kind of sketchy. Wait, it was on the other one. Let's go back. Boy, that command prompt is just going to keep popping here. Let's see. There's Shopify. This one right here. 365 docs CFD. Copy, move, paste. Let's go. And boom. There we go. So it detected the ID, the BAT PowerShell piece to start process, which is pretty cool. I think the only recommendation I would have is to like maybe, and I guess more from a researcher perspective, would be to show the full command. I think that'd be powerful. But from like a standard like deployment across an org, it's not going to matter. You want to prompt people. You want them to be blocked. Let's continue. I am not a robot. And it's like, no. Clipboard blocked. Do not paste these commands. Okay. Does it still let me? Can I still do this? Nope. Cool. It looks like it like actually blocked and ripped it. Unless I got to click. I can't remember. Got to verify I'm a human. Yeah, it totally ripped it out. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's like, don't do this. Cool. That's great. That's pretty powerful. I like it. Let's see. Let's find another one. Let's try this one. Maybe not that one. It's going to be something sketch, I'm sure. Let's go here, paste. Let's go. And I am not a robot. Oh, well, hello. There it is. I was going to say, wait a minute. That was a delayed reaction. That's cool. So what it found, so there's a semi-correlation piece in here too. Found multiple indicators of ClickFix attempting to trick me. So I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I trust the site. Will you still prompt me when the clipboard gets attacked? Let's go. No, we don't care about that. Use person. Okay, let's see. Run, paste. Yep. Okay. So if you go by that, it'll still allow me to paste it. It won't block, which is fine. I shouldn't have allowed it anyway. All right, one more. Let's do this live. Let's do fixbirdrank.com. Boom, boom. Bird. Is that bird rank? Bird rank? I don't know. I am not a robot. So I can get this far and then it pops. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's still really good. I bet there's something in it with these particular pages that is getting past the initial analysis. I'd have to really dig in and find out for sure. So let's run it over here. Oh, copy that. Let's go back here. Bird, drink, paste. Nope. Oh boy. Let's copy. No. Block. All right. Bird, drink. Let's go this way. Paste. Boom. What is leading AI? Oh, must have moved on. That's funny. Okay. And I know I have to paste this twice. Go on. Fix bird. Okay, here's the bird. PowerShell. Yeah, I wonder where it may be tripping up on where this is. Let's look at that raw HTML. By the way, like we talked about last time, we do capture all the raw HTML in our JSON reports. So if you ever want to go back and see what it is exactly in all of these, you can do that. Okay, so here's the verification. Here's the checkbox, verifying I'm not a robot. It's confidential because secret evil APT is going to drop on you. I'm not a robot. Perform, Where's the clipboard? Aha, obfuscated command parts. A, can't read that. B, can't read that one either, but we see command. So I kind of wonder if this is how it's actually kind of slowing down in regards. Okay, so interesting. Initially, it fired on the actual commands being found in the HTML. If you see here, we're not seeing the raw PowerShell within the HTML here. So that's different. So that might be why we're seeing like that correlated, hey, where'd it go? I don't know where it went, but let's go back to it. Oh, it's like, nope, you're no longer can get pwned. But that makes kind of sense because there's not an actual It just says invoke expression. Okay, here it is. Okay, so yeah, they encoded it here, obfuscated it, encoded it to be this way, so that, and then it runs command. Interesting. So that would be why. Yeah, but still, the fact that it still triggers on, that's probably one of the more advanced cases, honestly. I don't think I've ever seen one like that. I also haven't dug through. So, but yeah, you can see we catch it here. I assume if we dig through the code hard enough, we will see better in the way that the BinHex extension works and how it analyzes a page like that. All right, so flipping over to the code, I just downloaded Notepad+, and I downloaded the extension, I extracted it, and then I just started clicking through all the files. I am not a Google Chrome extension expert, so we're just going to rip and see what we find. The first thing I found was that in the content.js file here, which is where all of the what I would call extractors are located. And what's happening here? I'm in a totally different window. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. So back on the how this works, right? Here is how here's the patterns of what it's doing. The extension itself, right? It's reading the pages, it's extracting, it's looking for these suspicious behaviors and commands and whatnot that would be found, let's say, in the raw HTML. Now, I don't know, and I'd have to dig further. Will this analyze, well, like what we saw, right? That totally obfuscated code. I don't know how hard it would be to make this to where it can analyze something like that. And then also, I don't know this, does the extension also track or monitor whether it's like all the stuff that we saw on ClickGrab? Does it track and monitor, I am not a robot, or, all these like fake CAPTCHA elements? I don't know. Here's all the crap that I pull out. So I'd be curious if there's anything like that within here, because those are like true standout like behaviors and commonalities. So anyway, you can see all the things it's looking for. Base64 commands, looking for echoes and PowerShells, all the E, and C's, the hidden styles, IEX, things like that, curl, wget, all the typical stuff that we've been seeing with ClickFix. WScript, C-script, all that we should see. I was just thinking in my head, we should see MSHTA, which we do. This is the command C with the Mishta flag in there, or after the flag of the C. Scheduled tasks, looking for suspicious task here. All of the Windows environment variables. Yeah, show execute patterns, MSI, because we've been seeing MSIs. And then I think what this is a bunch of in the wild findings that they added to the extension. So just kind of ripping through, adding as much coverage as you can, which is exactly what we did with our extractors. Some are very broad, hence why like you just see like Ray ID. It's suspicious, but it doesn't mean straight up evil. All right, so keep going. Got Windows curl. I hope you're able to see this. Me zoom in. I just want to make sure. Zoom in. Hey, I tried to make sure that you could see this good this time, because last time I had to enhance. Where is the zoom? I'm totally missing it, and we're doing this live. Word wrap, that's not. Okay, right here. Do one more. Just want to make sure you can see. Okay, cool. Let me move this over. Okay, sorry. Curl wget. Yep. Linux. Now, it is cross-platform because Chrome is, obviously. So you can also look for all of these, which I think is really powerful from an extension perspective. Python, Ruby, all these dudes are all in here. Okay, I see something good. Okay. The one thing that I will say, I'm not seeing it yet, is OSA script, because we have, okay, so that's not in there. We have seen OSA script used in Mac ClickFix based attacks. It does not mean that this won't catch it, because it most likely hits like shell or wget or something all around it. So most likely will fire. Here's Python, Node, basically anything that can execute crap. All right, here we go. ClickFix related text patterns. This is exactly what we have, obviously. in our extractors, which we've been kind of going back and forth here with. These are our suspicious keywords, phrases. So I suspect what that site triggered on, the fixed bird drink or whatever, the correlation is the text patterns right here. So it's firing on these, which makes complete sense. These are really obvious. Verification, Cloudflare, reCAPTCHA, all that kind of stuff. So cool, that's exciting. Here's all the keywords, shortcuts, extensions. That's pretty awesome stuff. And let's see, get all the text from everywhere on the page. That's money. Yeah, definitely want to go for that. Wow. Okay, so I just realized we're like 255 lines in, and you can see the little scroller wheel. It just goes. So anyway, I'm not going to rip through all of this, but it looks like it's pretty awesome. So what are these? It's a big list of domains. Okay, so whitelist domains. So it's like, yo, these are legit. Please don't like go crazy. Yep. Built in. Yep. Okay. When I did install this, what's that? Hang on. Verify human stuff, Linux patterns, check for ClickFix phrases. Oh, okay. Okay. So these are like the functions, verify your human. Yep. Yep. Cool. Yeah, this is good. This is really good. That's the only other feedback would be getting like OSA script in here. Yeah, I think that's pretty sweet. This is looking good. So there's that. Background scanning, dynamic content monitoring. It does pretty much catch everything. Okay. The other one was the clipboard, capturing the clipboard, which is how when we clicked on the malicious site and we verified anyway, and then we got to the place where it would drop into my clipboard. Remember, we got the second prompt. That is all under inject protection. Another very large file. It's cool. And so in here, we should find, I just saw some patterns. So let's scroll. Patterns. Doesn't that sound like K-pop demon hunters? So here's the patterns it's looking for. This is the comprehensive ClickFix coverage. Here's your WSH command. So this is looking for what's been put into our clipboard. I wonder why, I don't know how Chrome extensions work. I wonder why you wouldn't create like a standard, like what we did with like an extractor file, like a keyword file or something. I wonder why you want to do that and just load these up into each of the individual JSs, but I really don't know. Never done this stuff. But yeah, this is cool. This looks good. So this will catch it once it hits your clipboard. Let's see. Post the script not in there. That's fine. But you got all the other stuff, and I'm pretty sure this thing would flag on all of, even if it was OSA script, it'll flag on the fact that it's a ClickFix correlated there. This is awesome. The one thing I haven't talked about, there is a lot of privacy built in, which I keep saying he, and I'm really sorry. They talk about the privacy in here pretty thoroughly. And I think that's important for people. They got to feel comfortable when you're downloading an extension that's going to read the whole page. And I think as an organization, you have to decide what domains is worth adding to the whitelist yourself. And maybe that's a feature request, is adding a custom whitelist right here. So there is a way to add your own trusted domain. See, I think that's important. A lot of organizations are not going to want, whether they send this data to, whether you're logging it or not, there is a way to disable it during the install. But if you don't want things to be scanned, like your SharePoint site and whatever sites you have internally, or or business case stuff, get that on the whitelist, and that's the piece you're going to want to share out. Yeah, so I don't know if you caught it, but in the code here, there is pretty good detailed logging. In my particular case, since I'm the first user who has downloaded this, right here, I guess I got to click it again. First user, that's me. I shipped everything because why not? You got some cool data coming your way, BinHex. And let's see, where were we? Back in the code. So yeah, there's some good logging that's most likely going to them for research and review of what's going on out there, which should lead to better pattern and matching and whatnot back to the extension, which is awesome. And so I just made that up. Who knows if that's true? Read the EULA, privacy policy, whatever you want to do. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Have I clicked everything else? No, not really. Here's the built-in domains. I'm finding this out right now. We're doing it live. And yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. So check it out. Crypto? What's in here? Crypto? Oh, just like the key exchange. Because it does, when you read the docs, it does talk about how it encrypts everything, and that's how they send it to like their environment. There was a file I found earlier that had like their domain name and stuff. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, config.js right here. The config.js has the API endpoint that I assume will receive the data and whatnot. So these are trusted domains. I guess it's just like canned default stuff. Yeah, that's probably the most hard-coded thing I saw in there. Crypto, I don't know what we're looking at anymore. So yeah, the majority of things I would say is inside the content and the inject protection. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that was all for the majority of the most important stuff within this. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, there is. Okay, if you look at, let's see, where's the files at it? I think that's in content.js. Let's see. Okay, I've got something cool to show. So let me see. Nope. Where's that? There's something I found and thought I had a machine. So I'm just like, how did I find that? Let's see. Okay, I don't know. How do I search? I have not used search, find in files, find. Is that in there? I don't know. Maybe I'm making it up. I don't know what this is. Hang on. There's got to be. I feel like we are going to find this. Find. No? All right. Anyway, I don't know why I thought that was here, but I feel like it is. Maybe it's under the injection. Yep. Okay. There is something in here right there. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yeah, there it is. Right in front of me. This is what you would call the nuclear option. Post copy verification. So there is a layer 4. As you can see, there's layers like an onion. Additional bubble phrase listener added last. There's runs after the website. This catches any late binding event listeners. I thought that's pretty cool. There's some pretty cool, neat features in here, right? Like this isn't something I don't think I could really implement in ClickGrab because it's almost like analyzing live, but we do capture the full HTML. So post copy verification, check the actual clipboard contents after the copy event. This is the nuclear option if all else fails. But yeah, I thought that was cool. There's a lot of neat stuff. It does use native API for the most part in monitoring all this. If you remember Paste Grabber from Will, that was more of a endpoint. I think it was written in C#, more of a like an actual like tool that monitored clipboard. But this is like actually scanning the sites as you are on them live, which is pretty dang powerful. So yeah, I hope you found this interesting. I will definitely recommend it to people. I think this might be one of the best things that we could get for helping organizations of all sizes. I think privacy is definitely one of the main grabbers here. If you are an organization who needs, the whitelist or the global allow list across your organization, this is the way to go. And yeah, it's powerful. I dig it, and I'll keep playing with it. I'll ship some tweets. We'll see what we get. But yeah, I hope you found this interesting. Go check it out. Links are down in the description. And hopefully I didn't ramble too much, and hope you didn't get lost in me trying to find things. All right. Hope you all have a great day. See y'all soon.